Oh yeah, I painted that by the way. That's my painting there. I feel sometimes I want to be a certain place as a painter, but because of those two, step by step. So today, if I say this is what I want to do, if I don't achieve it, I beat myself so badly. I put myself down in another bad way. I'm like, I'm not even painting. Sometimes I don't even. I paint something and I don't want someone to look at it. If I don't look at it and I say yes.
But you might say yes and somebody says no.
I just said there's something wrong with that person. There's something wrong with
I will have to win every day. I will have to win.
There's pressure that you put on yourself. Like, hey, do you know this is pressure I've been putting on myself for the last, I think, 3 years since COVID.
Okay.
Ninashindanga nikinunua gym shoes ya kwenda gym. Manze akini mejieka. Ninakaanga hivi naamka nasema naangalia ndio ile wewe. No.
Yani kwani kuna specific
I just want to do something for myself. And then, now I've even gotten to a point where I've given myself so much pressure. I said, if I do not achieve this, then what good am I to myself?
Kuna viatu specific. Ajimi nadhani ni sports shoes tu.
Hapana, kuna
viatu by then you just buy nice sports shoes.
Kuna viatu za kwenda gym, kuna viatu za kukimbia, kuna viatu za tennis, kuna viatu according to each and every sport.
But let me tell you what I realized, Noella. Anything you write down, buy what is it called? A manifestation book or a board. Manifest. It might take 5 years. Hata hizo viatu za gym utanunua by December.
Yes.
Just write it down. Yes, they will not happen at the same time.
But how do you feel when you do not achieve what you've pressured yourself?
Exactly. And then you have something called imposter syndrome. Happen
Oh my God.
What's that now?
Imposter syndrome is like you
feel like a fraud.
Yes, you feel like a fraud. Say upewe position ya manager job. You're like, hey, I don't deserve this. What if they discover I'm not good enough for this? What if they discover I'm a fraud?
You're actually really good.
Yes.
At what you're doing. But every time, like when you're alone with your own little devious thoughts, because I call them devious thoughts, you start saying, oh no, am I really good? Is that person sure of what they were saying? Is that me they're talking about? Or like the way people get our words or something, and then you're like, is that me? Is that really me? Then you're like, no, it can't be me.
It can't be me. And then what if I mess up? They'll discover.
Yeah.
They discover I'm not good enough.
Yeah, they'll discover I'm a fraud.
And every little mistake you do will eat you up more. You'll make it a big deal. Nata kwa mtu mwenye hiyo mistake
it erodes you slowly. Yeah. Then also I also discovered about myself, like I started painting.
Oh.
Yeah, I started painting.
Nice one.
In 2020. So I remember I got 2 negative feedback from 2 people. And then as it is, I was already giving myself so much pressure. I haven't painted
ever since.
Yeah, for a year.
You gave up on it?
No, I've just put on pause because of the pressure, and there are some things I used to paint. I even look at it and I'll tell you, imagine, because of the pressure I was giving myself, I'd cry.
Wait, I feel like you're a perfectionist.
Not a perfectionist. I have a bit of OCD.
Inakubalika.
Oh yeah, I painted that by the way. That's my painting there.
Hey,
which one?
So I feel like, can we assume that?
But I feel sometimes. Yeah, I painted that. Sometimes I feel like, damn, if I'm not getting it, and I want to be a certain place, as a painter. Wow. But because of, those two, step by step. So today, if I say this is what I want to do, if I don't achieve it, I beat myself so badly. I put myself down in another bad way. I'm like, I'm not even painting. So I leave everything. So my brushes, my whatever, they're just there. And sometimes I don't even, I'd paint something and I don't want someone to look at it. If I don't look at it and I say, yes,
but you know you might say yes and somebody says no. Have you ever?
No, I'll just say there's something wrong with that person. There's something wrong with
I will have to win every day. I will have to win every day. Lazima to win.
Lakini sasa nikijishinda,
that's part of growth.
Yes, I agree, it's part of growth, and I'm working on myself, and I believe it's very good to be self-aware, to know what pressures that you're dealing with in your life, and to know, okay, fine, this certain pressure, how am I going to deal with it? Am I going to allow it? I think there's some good pressures and bad pressures.
Kuna good pressures.
Good pressures if you have friends who empower you.
Yes, that's good.
No, nakupenga pressure.
Yes.
Uko like, mbona ulikuwa unakunya jana? Niko lead into it. And you're like, oh my God, I can't stop.
That's good. That's
a good pressure.
Yeah. But not the pressures that could put down.
No, see, when you're talking about friends, when you say somebody is a friend, is a person who is elevating you.
Yeah.
But you see, for me, to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this. Ni pressures za kikazi tu peke yake.
Talk.
Whereby, like, you see, like, at my workplace, when I'm working, I have this pressure of, I need to get weddings. And the weddings are like 1 million
so smart.
and above. To be honest with you,
Ngumu kupata.
lazima hizo weddings zikwe 1 and above million. And the pressure I get is, one time I'm contacting you as a bride who wants to get married and you want to be on our show, but kidogo your husband says no. You see, that comes a pressure on my side. Because now I have to start calling the hubby and try, and I'm like, you know what? So that is the pressure. I don't put it on myself, but inajileta too. And to be honest with you, I don't know venye naeza i-handle. But you see,
umekuwa ukihandle, so unaona sasa hiyo self-doubt.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, and imposter syndrome. Yeah, you're going through that.
And does it make you feel like as a woman? Because you're competing with men, I'm sure.
No, of course, I feel like a woman. And I feel like, I can get the expensive things I want in life.
All these pressures of life, I don't know. There's no way you can completely detach yourself from society. That's what I can say. And no man is any island. You're not an island.
Yeah, true.
But, with constant pressure from people or whoever it is that is close to you and influences your life, whether negatively or positively, all these people who influence our lives are always closest to us. I don't know how. I'm no expert. I cannot say how you're supposed to get away from it or ignore it, because you can only bang on a door or on a wall for so long. One day it's going to open and break down. Same thing for us human beings. So just find a way to deal with all these pressures. But I tell you, kwanza that financial one, hey,
nobody's alone.
Acha nikwambie kama sasa hiyo ni financial, nikakuwa na hiyo pesa hata sasa nitakonda. Itakuwa
kwa milioni 10 bado haitakuwa enough. Milioni 10 bado haitakuwa enough.
For
milioni 10 for you.
For me
haitakuwa enough.
Ina depend na ile kitu inakurudisha.
I know saizi anataka 500k but bado 10 million haitakuwa enough. Ataanza kupata pressures za vitu zingine hapo anatarajia.
Expenses ikipanda.
Well, the more you get, the more you spend.
Yeah, guys, please comment. Tell us, share please the kind of pressures that you've gone through in your life and how they make you feel, whether it's having children, husbands, achievements, losing weight, looking nice, driving certain cars. There's some people, by the way, unaweza unaendesha gari fulani lakini unaambiwa hiyo ni kiraka. Or holidays, whatever it is. Hata kuna kuanga na pressure ya nini ya diet. Unakulanga nini home? Unapikanga? Yani please share.